Have you ever really wanted something or to do something and you begged your parents for it? And maybe right away your parents knew it really wasn't a good idea, so they said no. But after you begged and begged some more, you wore them down and they gave in and eventually said yes, even though they knew it wasn't going to go as well as you thought it might. That happened to me one year when I was a kid. We were on vacation at the beach and we went into one of those amazing candy stores filled with every type of candy you can imagine. Well, I laid my eyes on the most gigantic atomic jawbreaker that you have ever seen. It was huge, and I decided right then and there I needed it. I asked my parents and they said, no, it will be a sticky mess and you don't even really like jawbreakers and there are so many other yummy, delicious candies here. They had a lot of different reasons why this really wasn't the best idea or the best use of my money, but I was convinced it was totally worth it and that $10 price tag. As everyone else filled different bags of all different kinds of delicious candy, I just kept on begging and begging for the giant, atomic jawbreaker. And my parents kept on saying no, until they didn't. They finally gave in and said yes. I was so excited. I got my jawbreaker. I tore into it outside the store and started to lick. I couldn't wait to get through all those layers of colorful candy. Within minutes, I was a sticky mess, and it all kind of tasted the same, kind of like chalky sugar. It was kind of disappointing. Then I accidentally dropped it. I picked it up really quickly and I washed it off, but then the whole thing was a really sticky mess. I put it away until the car ride home. When I opened it up in the car, it was kind of lumpy and bumpy from where the water had seeped into it, and I started licking it again, but then I got all sticky again, and then it started to get fuzz on it from my sticky hands, and I started to get kind of sick feeling from all that sugar, and after just a little bit into it, I wound up throwing the whole thing away. What a disappointment. Now, my parents were really nice, and they didn't say, "I told you so," but they could have. In today's Bible story, God's people started begging for a king. They saw other countries all around them who had a king, and so they thought, we need a king too. But God told Samuel to tell them, you don't need a king. God is your king. And God was so much better than a king. But the people kept on begging and begging. They thought they knew what was best, even better than God. God told them, if you have a king, he will make you pay taxes and he will take your children off to war. But the people continued to demand that they have a king like all the other countries. So God gave them what they wanted, and Saul became king. Now, God also didn't say, I told you so, but very quickly the people came to realize that a king wasn't all they thought it was going to be. Saul was not a wonderful ruler, and the people wound up having many challenges. I imagine they were pretty disappointed by their choice. But sometimes we have to experience something for ourselves to really understand it. Even if people who we trust and who are advising against it tell us so. The truth is, God knew best, just like my parents did. We can trust that God always knows what's best for us, that God's ways are always better than our ways, and that following God's plans for us will always be the best choice.